Good morning, guys.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
sir.
morning. Good morning. Like that.
Good morning.
You always say it.
I don't know.
Twice every time.
What?
Why do you say it twice?
I don't know, just to see if you guys are just
Today's
teeth
topic is
His
what we
teeth
don't
are
like
white.
about
He's feeling
Dad.
good.
That's all right.
Always does.
Well, I tell you that brings me to
Why do you guys hate Dad?
one thing I didn't like about me was I felt like my teeth were getting yellow, so I put some white strips on, and this cold air, whoo, this cold air. I don't have white strips on now, but
You had it on for 5 hours.
Maybe you
No.
should have had them on
Turns out
to
you gotta
protect
read
you.
the directions.
I don't That's
know,
ice.
5
That's
hours.
all ice.
but so if I'm not
What's it
smiling
do?
too
What's
much
it do
today,
to your confidence? Through the roof.
yeah, well, it doesn't make you want to smile on cold days like this. I don't know, what is it, about 27, 28 degrees?
It's warm enough.
We got Hank holding the camera.
Hello.
We got Sam here.
Right here.
We got Charlie back there, the flag bearer. We got Smoochie, Jack, holding the company flag. And then we have Ryan, the talker in the group, the visitor.
Take that. You have to. It's in 30 seconds. Why
Too heavy.
That sounds like a limitation.
Well, yeah, we've been talking about what's hard right now, what's tough right now.
This series, right?
And we've been thinking about when it comes to things being hard, that's it's kind of all relative to your situation and what limitations throughout your lifetime have developed, or what you believe is a limitation. And then once you try to exceed those limitations, that's when you see what's hard in your life. So today, we're gonna focus on limitations. And you know, whether those are self-imposed, ultimately at the end of it, they are imposed on you. Whether you've, let's go this way. Whether you've completely drummed those up in your own mind, or if those were developed in you as a child from your parents.
Yeah, I think everything pretty much starts as like a seed from someone else. Like maybe like if someone's like, oh wow, Ryan's teeth are really yellow. You'd be like kind of self-conscious. You'd be like, oh wow, they must be pretty bad if people are noticing them.
And I do brush. It just, I guess I wear a lot of white shirts and.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, those seeds, you do get those seeds in your. Somebody plants a seed in your head, and where it goes from there, that becomes your choice on where that grows to, or whether that dies.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's those limitations in our lives.
I think a lot of like a self-imposed limitation could be like you hear a lot of these people who they say, oh, I'm an introvert, I'm an extrovert, and it's like that's why I don't do certain things. It's like, well, you're kind of limiting yourself by putting a label like on your personality.
Yeah.
It's like we're so complex. Our personalities are so complex, and to put them in a certain category, I just think is wrong. And it can kind of change how you
live your life.
Yeah.
You kind of say, well, yeah, I'm an introvert, so I don't go out with friends and I don't talk. I don't do those. Really don't even have many friends because I'm an introvert. So then you live that lifestyle of the introvert and you always become that person. But yeah, I think as Hank said, there's such a range in our personality that yes, at times we may be introverted. Yes, at times we may be extroverted. But to believe those limitations of I'm the extrovert or I'm the introvert, that really closes off a whole another area of life.
It's like those birth signs. Yeah. It's like I'm a Leo because I'm a Leo and I like to eat food. That's why you're fat, you know?
Well, I think I'm the only Leo here, so are you talking about me?
Yeah.
I just meant, I don't know, like the
Again, they hate that.
Yeah, it's just like putting unnecessary labels on yourself, kind of making an extremely complex thing, yourself, your personality, and simplifying what it is, and then you kind of become it, right? If someone's always calling you a piece of crap, you probably start acting like one, right?
Yeah, you kind of read into what a piece of crap does, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna start doing that.
So like,
Subconsciously, though.
Yeah.
Most usually.
Yeah, well, I mean, those seeds, yeah, you can say those seeds are planted, and whether you decide to accept them or reject them, you can water them or you can let them dry up and die. That's for sure. We got 8 miles today, don't we, guys?
yes, sir.
That'll be fun.
Yep.
It's about 27 degrees. It's kind of like one of those borderline temperatures where you're not sure whether to wear long pants or, especially when you're going 8 miles, it doesn't take long when your legs start warming up and start dragging you down. Marine Corps!
What are some other limitations that people put on themselves that we can think of?
Well, I think about, and it's not even, I guess I think about like when we're kids, we're babies, and it is developed in us. If you've ever seen somebody that has their kid on a leash, I don't know how popular those are now, but there was a time when you'd see that in public places, and it's kind of like there's no doubt the parent does it to ensure the safety of the child, but it also puts that limitation on them, holds them back. And we have to be careful with that when as the child gets older, to not continue those sort of limitations on them, especially as parents.
I think another form of limitation would be someone kind of limiting what they believe in life, like kind of who they align with politically, maybe. And that's both sides. Like, they only limit what they see every day. Like, oh, I only watch CNN, or I only watch Fox News. And you only see it from that perspective. I think that can be damaging to somebody when that's kind of all you think about. And then you only think politically, when in your day-to-day life, how much impact does the President of the United States actually have?
Yeah, well, and I think that's the whole divisiveness and the separation. Because what's the reality? What's the reality of life out here? It's a little different here than if you go to other parts of the country, but
Yeah.
still, you're not going to see on a daily basis the fighting in the streets
Oh no.
over this point and that point.
But if you open up your phone right now, how long till you see a group of people fighting each other in the streets over some political issue?
Yeah.
I mean, and if you just consume all day long, like you start believing that's the way the world is. So you almost limit yourself in that way. You kind of get a false reality.
Yeah, like it's no different than saying, oh, I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
I'm an extrovert.
Yeah,
I'm
just
this
like
person.
you're putting simple labels on a complex system.
There's Brad.
So,
Yeah,
and like when it's that simple, you leave out a lot of facts. And when it comes to politics, those facts are that we agree. Both sides agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
and what we actually see, what is pushed to the media, what is pushed on us, is the hate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it clouds our judgment as the individual. And then and then we have people thinking all this crazy stuff.
And then ultimately, those limitations that are pushed on us, we have to accept them or reject them, believe them or not. And unfortunately, they get believed a lot. And a lot of folks believe there's just one big, huge fight in this nation right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like a person you trust, which, like a person you trust coming in, telling you something, you're gonna believe them, right? And obviously, traditional media has kind of lost that trust over the years.
For some.
Yeah, but I guess as it pertains to your life, it would be like a brother you trust, a mom, a dad, telling you something about yourself, and you start believing them, right? It's like the fleas in the petri dish. They put a lid on them, and they can only jump as high. They hit the lid, so they stop jumping as high. They pull the lid off. The fleas don't jump that. The fleas still don't jump out of the petri dish because
They jump no higher than where the lid was.
Yeah, it might be a beaker.
Because they put a limitation on them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but and then when the fleas have babies, the babies only jump as high as the parents do. So even the babies can't jump out of the
Yeah.
beaker or whatever.
So much generational trauma.
Yeah.
Well, and I think we have to keep in mind that a way to control society is by helping them to accept the limitations that are on them.
Yeah.
You know, many of them false. And because the reality of it is, we are a country of a lot of individuals, and that's no matter what country you're in. We far outnumber a government that governs us.
Yeah.
So there has to be a way to control the people. Sadly, pushing narratives that this side's bad, this side's good, or vice versa, is one of the ways that happens. And it limits us in our beliefs.
I mean, just by making you pick a side, they divide you in half, right?
Yeah, you're already an introvert
Yeah.
or an extrovert, so to speak. I mean, it's,
And then within those categories, they divide you even more.
yeah.
Are you talking about a government takeover?
Yeah, so I think the
No.
whole goal of government is like, you know, the constituents pay their taxes. Would that be the right term, constituents?
Yeah, well,
And,
yeah.
and their whole goal is no one rises up, right? So if the citizens don't feel a sense of togetherness, they're not going to have a very strong team, so to speak. And the chances of a revolt are low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think about when during the American Revolution, like, yeah, there were some loyalists who were loyal to the crown, but the Americans had to stick together and to fight the biggest military in the world at that time. So, and it was difficult.
I think we can do it. Let's go, guys.
You know, we're gonna end up on the news with alleged suicide with 15 gunshots. We're gonna get taken down. Speaking like this.
No, hey, we're not talking about a revolution. We don't want a revolution. What we want is individuals to think for themselves and empower themselves.
Or,
And
We
be,
want Americans to feel like they have a sense of community being in America, and like have a sense of team when it comes to thinking about their fellow Americans.
yeah, we're all in this together. We're not talking about a revolt against the government. That's not what we want. I mean, I think a government in place and laws in place is a really good thing. But at the same time, there's also overreach. There's also pushing a narrative, a false narrative, that will bring you one way or the other in your beliefs. And that's kind of what we're talking about, the limitations that are being put on us that we are accepting.
Yeah, I mean, the whole goal of, if you want to consider Big Brother, is to limit. And you just be happy. Well, what's that term? Like, you'll own nothing and be happy. We're starting to see a lot of that with subscriptions and stuff. Like,
you pay all this money out, but you don't own anything.
You don't get anything. You're
Yeah.
just kind of renting your life. You lease a car, you just rent it for a little bit.
Yeah.
You're leasing your Windows 2026 or whatever on your computer for 1 year. I guess it's not just not your Windows, maybe it's your. This is guy speaking from who has saved his 2007 over and been hanging on to his old computer that has the disk, so he can keep burning it onto the new computer. But yeah, so I mean, you are just leasing things in many aspects, and that's certainly one of them. And
I think a lot about, like, if we went back to the 1940s, how you only get your media from radio, and it's probably pretty united. Like, it's all the president's about to address the nation. There's really no opinion. I mean, there might be, right? Because you still had both sides, but very less divisive than it is now.
well, but then the opinion that's ultimately formed is what the president just said.
Yeah, it's like the
At the
State of the
time.
Union. Like, oh, it sounds like
Everybody-
we're doing good.
Yeah. And how's it pitched to them?
Yeah.
And so it's a sales tactic.
So it'd kind of be nice if we got back to that, but now with social media and the regular media, it's like everyone has their own voice. So everyone throws their opinion out there.
We've kind of grown so used to just morphing others' opinions into our own.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
instead of going back to,
We're all victims of it.
instead of
I
going
do that
back to
crap all the time.
one person, us being around the radio, receiving an address that
Yeah.
we're all supposed to believe, what we need to change is focusing on our own thinking and what comes in, what is real truth and what is not truth.
Yeah, like how can we receive the facts? Because, I mean, let's be honest, a president's not going to give you the facts all the time
Right.
because a lot of stuff's classified.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to get, you really have to think and not impose whatever is being told to you. I see it all the time too, and on Facebook or whatever, somebody just shares a post. It's like, did you really
Do research on it.
research that post? Do you even know if those pictures are real? You know, and they just accept it as truth and pass it on.
It's a very scrolly world, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's really like, it's a lot easier just using someone else's opinion than forming your own.
Yeah, then you don't have to think.
Yeah.
So,
And scrolling past it and post, scroll past it, continue scrolling.
So yeah, instead of going back to the days of accepting one thing from the radio,
Or,
we are now saying, hey, let's all think, all of us, find the truth. What's the real truth? Don't just accept what our government's telling us, either side.
how can we even find the real truth in time like this when everything's clouded? Everything has a bias.
Yeah,
yeah, it's just like even stepping away from the more real side. People don't want to have their own opinions in anything really. Like, I like to watch Quentin Tarantino movies. I think he makes a lot of good movies. And in Pulp Fiction, he has the suitcase, right? Or a briefcase. And John Travolta opens it up and it just shines gold on his face. And Quentin Tarantino never told the audience what was in that briefcase because his whole thing was he wanted them to have their own opinion on it. And Quentin Tarantino says, like, every time someone comes up to him, they're like, what's in the briefcase? What's in the briefcase? He's like, what do you think's in it? Because everyone who watches that movie, it's like, it's a different movie for everyone. If you think, everyone has a different opinion of what's in that briefcase, but I think that maybe got lost on the audience because they want to just be told what's in it.
because it's easier.
Yeah,
But it's just like the world today. Yes, we can all receive the same message, and we can all perceive it different ways. But remember, that's an opinion. That's your opinion. It's not necessarily fact.
yeah, even like deciphering statistics, which is probably the most factual thing out there, statistics, and you can derive opinions from statistics. So it's just like, I don't know, I think you're better off forming your own opinion than listening to someone else's.
Yeah, even what we say. Don't take everything we say as fact. We do tell jokes sometimes, but we're not the authority figure. Our goal is to get you to think for yourself and do things for yourself. Open up your boundaries that are in your mind.
Yeah, do you think the thoughts like, oh wow, it's like an old-timey way of thinking, like, oh, these guys are in front of a camera, they must have some sort of intelligence, like smarts, because back in the day, to be on the camera, you had to be a news guy, someone famous, someone who's smart. But nowadays, all you gotta do is go out and buy a camera and
Yeah.
start talking.
And we're here to tell you, we're not smart.
I mean, you definitely see that being carried, continuously carried by the older generation today. They still put a lot of trust into the media.
Yeah.
When I think when you've always just turned on the news to get your information, you've watched the weather forecast for the week and kind of preparing what's up. You know, that stuff changes when it comes to the weather. There's so many predictions that may or may not come true. Obviously, you have no control over the weather, but how you look at the weather is definitely what you have control over. And if you're getting storms and rain, you can look at those as problems that come at you, and you just work your way through them. You tough through them. It's just like an obstacle in your life. So we just are here to help you push through those limitations.
What are some limitations that others besides our government put on us, you think?
Don't fall. Hannah, don't fall.
We'll continue this after we get through this obstacle.
Slickery, yeah, we could go off the trail, but we're not that smart.
Whoa.
Trying.
I know. I'm just steadying you. I'm not being a bully.
Let's go.
Dad's pushing me.
The
was being a
limitation
boy.
Dad puts on Jack. You will fall on this side.
Jack perceived my help by grabbing his arm as me being a bully and pushing him forward. I wasn't trying to be a bully.
I don't know. I think it's with anything anyone says to you that can limit you. If someone calls you fat, someone calls you dumb, someone calls you too skinny, you almost become that. It destroys your confidence.
Yeah.
Especially if you've been working towards getting better. Like, it can really set you back. Or not. I guess everyone's different. And what destroys someone might motivate another person.
Yeah, you really have to be careful on what you accept, what somebody says to you. There's jealousy out there that people are not happy that you are doing better than them. And they wonder why that is. So
Especially
maybe
if it's like an authority figure, it hurts, you know?
yeah,
It's like, what the heck? I'm supposed to trust you. And then when I'm like doing good, it's like you kind of, I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe I just don't understand it. But I imagine that person has some things they can work on.
so maybe like a coach or maybe like a parent, a grandparent or something when they say something to you. Or maybe even like a dad, I don't know. Say something to somebody to try to, I don't know, maybe they're a little jealous. Maybe they wish they were at that point in their life as strong as that person or as happy as that person. I know for me, I get a little enthusiastic at times. And I feel like there's things around me that people reject. They reject my enthusiasm. And
it's hard to stay enthusiastic when someone's constantly rejecting you.
yeah,
And it's like, dude, like what? Why should we be jerks to each other
yeah.
when we're on the same team? Or
We can go off the, yeah.
screw that. Oh,
Get a video of this.
film this.
He's gonna bust. Dad's pushing me off.
We'll make another crawl video. I mean, yeah, it can be difficult when there's so much negativity around you. It's hard to stay positive.
Yeah.
I know I struggle with that, but I try.
Where did you just get it?
I try to have outlets to make me feel better, right? And this is definitely one of them.
Well, right as we went into that ice patch, you were saying something. It escaped me what you were saying. People rejecting enthusiasm. Maybe it was me that was saying it. But
It was just such a good point.
Again, Dad interrupted.
again, I interrupted. Again, you interrupted me. But you know, you have that enthusiasm, or that. Yeah, your point was nobody wants to be around that person that's rejecting your enthusiasm. You're happy. You want others to be happy, and it's you get that enthusiasm rejected with negativity, and it pushes a new limitation your way.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, you're not supposed to be happy. Stay in your place. Go back to introversion. Be that introverted guy that we don't have to listen to or don't have to see being enthusiastic.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's like, I guess we could go back to Nate's point. It's like, well, he's like, you put your mask on the plane, right? There's an emergency. And then if you tell someone next to you, you gotta put your mask on.
Your
You have
oxygen.
to.
Yeah, your oxygen mask if the plane's
They
going.
might be like, oh, well, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So maybe sometimes that's how people perceive a guy who's happy. Like maybe sometimes it's just enough to you just be happy.
Yeah.
Maybe not force the happiness on others. And it'll come eventually.
Yeah. Well, and I think for me, I tend to give an outward expression of enthusiasm when I'm happy. Not all the time, but oftentimes.
You wag your tail and you want to be
Yeah, I'm
fat.
like a puppy dog. And I can see where that would be too much for some people. And they're just, especially in the morning, maybe they haven't had their coffee yet. I'm not a coffee drinker, surprisingly. I can imagine if I was, you guys would really be like, shush. But yeah, and then that's maybe me pushing into somebody else's limitations of I'm not interested in being that happy just yet. And I guess I just want everyone to have a wonderful life. And I learned a long time ago that jealousy is a horrible thing. And if you're looking at somebody else and saying, man, I wish I had that, and getting mad at them because you don't have it,
That's a sad life.
that's a sad life. That is something that tells me, or it should tell you, that you need to make changes in your life for the better. If you are jealous of what somebody else has, you should probably take the time, instead of wasting that on jealousy, take the time to understand how they got that.
Yeah, like what kind of struggles they had to go through, what obstacles they accomplished, how
Yeah.
bad they felt. Like you don't really know. Goes back to what we were saying yesterday. You could throw a rock at someone who has it worse than you.
That's right. And maybe that person's making a lot more money than you, but maybe they're physically and mentally struggling all the time and has a lot worse that way. But yet you waste your time being jealous because they have possibly more finances than you, or maybe they're in better shape for some reason. Maybe they were just dealing with mental struggles, and maybe one reason they're so physically strong and fit is because they take the time to do a good mental workout by exercise and clearing their head. So for you to waste time being jealous is really a disservice to you and those around you. It's a waste of your time.
Money most likely won't make you happiness, at least pure happiness, right? Because as soon as you buy all that stuff you want to buy, whatever it is, it becomes your baseline, and more stuff will go wrong, like stuff breaks, whatever you buy. It just you're never going to be fully satisfied.
That's right.
As much money as you can make, right? Like, you're better off developing relationships, just enjoying life. I think I'd rather make 20 grand a year and have a lot of people that I love around me than make 100 million and have no one, but with an awesome
You can
boat.
always ask those people.
I could pay
who you
people
love for
to,
money.
yeah. I guess I could pay my friends, well, my fake friends, to come be on a boat with me or
Well,
something.
and Hank, that's a good point. If you have people around you that know who you are, know the kind of person you are, you treat them with respect. They're good quality friends of yours because of the trust that you've developed in them over the years. And they know, man, I can always count on this guy or this girl to be there for me, even though you never ask anything of them. Should the time ever come that you do truly need help, be it financial assistance, help working on your house, help cleaning your house, whatever, you know, those people will be there for you. They will be there for you. So I think focusing on money is definitely not the right direction to go.
There's good things about money too. It can get you out of a bad situation. It can help. It can give you the opportunity to be more generous, which is always good. It's good to be, because in a world we don't have much generosity anymore. It's good to be generous.
Well, at least that's the way you perceive it.
Yeah, I'm sure
Right.
a lot of people don't.
And I think if you have individual relationships out there, a lot of people would disagree with that
Yeah.
based on what we see on social media and things.
At the end of the day, I don't think money really matters. It's just paper, right?
Well, yeah, that's true.
It's just another worldly thing. That's kind of how I always feel. I'm just like, oh, whatever.
I think I had this thought yesterday. Man, I think we don't place enough importance on hobbies or just things that make us happy in general. So we've had a pretty snowy winter, and what I like to do when it's nice out is I like to get on the dirt bikes and rip around a little, have a little fun. And since it's been so snowy and bad weather, we probably haven't done that in 2-3 months. But yesterday, and I was kind of feeling like kind of something was missing, right? Like sad and stuff. And I try to replace it with some things like playing video games and stuff.
Or a ham sandwich or something like that.
It just doesn't do it. And yesterday, I got on the dirt bike a little bit, and I was just having a blast. And I mean, it's probably the most fun I've had in a long time, a couple months at least. And yeah, I just think that's really important, just enjoying stuff. enjoying the small things.
Remembering your hobbies, remembering what truly gives you joy in life. Yeah, we get caught up in everyday life and get thrown all these obstacles with bad weather, and we just aren't there.
Yeah, and like the small stuff can seem so dumb, right? Like on just on a dirt bike riding around. On the surface, it's kind of, it's pretty dumb, right? Like I could go do something that's
More productive, right? Yeah.
But it really does bring me joy, and I love just messing around on the dirt bikes. So I do it because it's some of the most fun I have.
Yeah, so what are things in your life that bring you that joy that maybe you've forgot about or haven't taken the time to do because it's bad weather out, so to speak? But
even like a limitation, a lot of people are like, oh, you need to grow up. Stop acting like a kid. But you hear old people that they want to feel like a kid again. So,
well, a lot of people buy Harleys and they ride on the streets, and
yeah, so that whole limitation doesn't make too much sense if the people who are adults or grown up, they want to feel like kids again.
yeah,
I guess the thought of a kid is like, they do what makes them happy. Most of the time, they're laughing and having fun, or screaming and freaking out, but it's kind of one or the other.
I guess that's what I try to do. I try to go, and that sounds like you just described me.
Freaking out.
That's correct. Well, I try to be happy and enthusiastic, and I'm kind of like a kid sometimes.
Yeah, and you've had people put limitations on you. Go get a job.
Absolutely. Not be a deadbeat my whole life.
You said no.
I said I will not. I reject that. But there are better ways out there to live your life, and not just what is told to you growing up. Let's look at going through school. You have time you have to be at school, the time you are supposed to leave school. Then after you leave school, you go to college. It's a little more lax there. You can kind of set your own schedule a little bit. But then you're supposed to go out and get a job and enter the workforce. And in that job, you work from 9 to 5. You pay for your health insurance. You get a life insurance plan because that's what you're supposed to do, because your family can't live without you. But I say there's a different way.
Yeah, there's a lot of, in a normal life, we, quotation, for listeners, quotation marks, super normal. We do a lot of things that we don't want to do. And probably most of the time, we do things that we don't want to do.
Morning.
The average person's life, probably, 2 days a week, you get to do what you want on the weekend.
Yeah.
So.
And many youngsters choose to go out and party and get drunk and forget what they did that night. And then at the end of your life of work, right, when you come to the end, when you're ready to retire, then you look toward retirement to then actually try to live a full life. Oftentimes you're 70 years old, you have a pension, you have some money, but you've lived a certain way your entire life. Now, you've looked forward to living a different way. Then when you get to retirement, you don't know what to do.
Yeah, so there's a story on the wall of a lot of Jimmy John's, the sandwich shop. And I'm gonna try to recite it. I don't know if I... Okay, but this story is like, it's there's this fisherman, and he fishes a little. He fishes a little bit in the morning, goes home, eats lunch with his wife, takes a little nap, then goes out, fishes a little more. He's only got one bite, but he's just enjoying his life. He likes to play his guitar, and he's just living a nice, simple life. And this American businessman comes over and he's like, oh, you could scale this business huge. You'd have hundreds of boats fishing all the time and make tons of money. And the guy was like, well, what am I gonna do after that? He's like, oh, well, you could fish a little, go home, eat lunch with your wife, just enjoy your life. So he's like, well, that's what I do now. Why change it? Why build a giant company? Why do all that stuff when I just be, why do stuff that I don't want to do when
In order to try to do stuff you do want to do.
yeah, when currently I have a small operation and I do what I want currently. But that's kind of a famous anecdote.
Yeah.
I kind of butchered it a little.
Well, I like that. I mean, it does remind me of old Alabama Jones down there. What's his name? The coach of the previous coach for Alabama.
Nick Saban?
Yeah, Nick Saban. He's telling a fishing story. Kind of goes back to limitations a little bit, where there's this guy. He's out fishing. He keeps catching these big monsters and throwing them back, and then he catches these little ones, puts them in his cooler for taking home to eat. And the guy that's watching him, fishing next to him, starts getting really upset. Like, what are you doing? Why are you throwing back those monsters like that? And the guy says, well, I only have a 9-inch frying pan at home. So his limitation is that 9-inch frying pan. He only wants the small stuff. He doesn't want to focus on that big stuff. So what are your limitations in your life?
Why limit yourself when you just caught the fish?
That's right, you could get
Well,
that big fish.
I think the idea is like, you could take multiples of it. Like a giant fish, you have to fillet it, cut it up into pieces that will fit in your frying pan. Whereas a small fish, you just fillet it and
Drop
it
it
fits
in there.
perfectly.
Yeah.
But maybe the point, I know Nick Saban was kind of a crazy guy who go after it.
A hustler, a hard worker, reach for
He probably
championships.
meant something different by that. But
Yeah, like what imposed limitations are these guys putting on themselves? Do they feel like they can't win a championship? Do they feel like the big arena is not for them? Or are they okay with those small fish? If you are, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with either one. You just have to do what works best for you, as long as it's working best for you. Good morning. Keep up the good work.
yeah, so like, if you live a life of simplicity and you may see the guy who makes a whole bunch of money, his life's super complicated, deals with a lot of stress. You might just see the financial aspect of it and be like, oh, I wish I had that guy's life. And then the guy with a whole bunch of money, a bunch of stress, he might be like, oh, I wish I had a simple life.
Yeah.
It's like the guy, what's that meme, Charlie? It's like, there's a guy on a bike, he says,
What's nice?
man, I wish I had that Camaro or whatever. The guy in the Camaro says,
Man, my Camaro's sweet.
I think the guy in the Camaro says,
Well, the rich guy here, so there's a guy on a bike.
Climb up front.
He's like, man, I wish I had that nice car. And the guy in the nice car, he looks out in the ocean, he sees a yacht. He's like, man, I wish I had that yacht. Then the guy in the Camaro, he's like,
Corvette.
or Corvette. Man, my Corvette's sweet. And the guy on the yacht's like, man, that Corvette's sweet.
So I think we all want to be that guy in the Corvette. Or that's probably the best life, right?
Yeah.
You got what you want, you're happy with it. And you don't really need to, what else do you need? You just live a good life.
Oh, you ever be happy with that?
The guy in the Corvette is.
Yeah, but like, is that actually real? Or insert any car.
No,
It
I
could
think
be
there are guys who, they don't need nothing else.
Yeah.
They've got exactly what they want.
Yeah.
I'd take a Corvette.
Well, I think the idea, the moral of the story is, find what makes you happy, and don't envy the other guy.
Yeah, you hear
Or
stories
girl.
of these billionaires. They go out yachting and they'll see other billionaires' yachts that are bigger. And it's like the crew was telling a story, like these billionaires will get so mad that they'll leave, sell their yacht, and get a bigger one.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And it's just like, that's a sad existence.
That is
there.
sad.
But that's kind of what we've built. Like, we always want competition, and we want a measuring stick. What's the measuring stick? It's kind of, you're kind of only stuck with one, and it's money. And
But there are other ways to measure it.
yeah,
And I think there are more important ways of measuring it.
but the most common way is money.
Yes, you're right.
And a lot of people fall into that trap of money means everything. Which, if you're very poor, that's probably true.
Yeah.
But I remember when I was little, I remember always asking Mom if we were rich. I was thinking about this last night. I'd always ask Mom if we were rich. She's like, we're rich on family. I'm like, what's that even mean? That doesn't make sense.
That means we're poor is what it means.
Yeah, I know. I realized
you
that now
said-
when we were living
And
in
you said,
the
why don't we have electricity? It's so cold in here. She said, shut up, put your other coat on. And you said, I already got all three on.
No, but I mean,
That was Dave Chappelle.
yeah, there's definitely ways to be wealthy where money is not involved. And when you see that in life, when you find that in life, you will truly be wealthy. And understand that. And see what the other measuring sticks are in life. For you. But you know, it takes all kinds in this world. And many of us want to just keep using that financial measuring stick to see value in our lives. And that's okay if that's what truly makes you happy, then you continue to do that. We're not here to make you unhappy. We're not here to convince you that, living your life without focusing on money is what you have to do. What I'm here to do, what I want to do, is to make sure that the decisions you make are what are making you happy, not just what you believe somebody else has told you to do in life, or what you believe the idea of success is. Make sure you are living your life to the fullest that makes you happy.
Yeah, I think the worst, a sad thought would be like, oh, I have all this. I guess I'll keep going because it seems to make other people happy. They tell me I'm doing a good job. So I guess I'm doing the right thing. But maybe in your heart, you don't feel like you're doing the right thing. And you're kind of just living to appease others. And I don't know if that's ever a good
Way to live
way
your
to
life.
live.
Well,
Honestly, it feels really good when people congratulate you on stuff, tell you you're doing good. Like, for instance, this podcast, like, we've had some people like, oh, we really like it. And that feels good. That makes you want to keep going, but that can only last so long. Like, you really need to feel it within yourself that you're doing the right thing. You want to keep going.
yeah, I mean, we want to show up for you, but we first of all have to show up for us. We have to have our mask on first. And if we don't have our mask on to save others, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So we have to be here because we love this. And I do. When I was injured, I sure did miss it. And it was only like a week, and I missed it. But you know, I remember back when I was in the Army back in the 90s, and I really tried to do what made me happy, and that was staying busy, working hard, doing lots of things. I didn't like to sit around. Went to a lot of schools, got a lot of awards, got a lot of medals, and got my Ranger tab, airborne wings, air assault, all that stuff, expert infantry badge, all those awards. And in the 3 years that I was there, did as much as I possibly could, got plenty of accolades, plenty of people saying, hey, you should stick with this. But I wanted more. I felt like there was more to life than that. So that's what I want for you. And I guess I take my experiences in life and know how happy I am. And I want that for everyone. I'm so lucky. I'm so fortunate to be in a position where I understand things in life that make me happy, and that's a good thing. And I want that for you guys. I want that for everyone. And I think it starts with understanding limitations. What limitations are you putting on your life? What box are you putting yourself in? Don't do that to yourself, and don't do it to others.
I think sometimes when you're dealing with hard things, like me, just probably mile 5, I started cramping really bad because I didn't drink enough water last night. And I'm usually pretty good.
How many chocolate chip cookies?
Well, I didn't eat many. I was hurting bad. I don't know. Like it was hiccuping a lot. So I didn't drink a lot of water because I drink through the straw. And I'm gonna stop doing that. So you kind of start limiting yourself in that way.
That's right.
Morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Keep up the good work, guys. This hills are hard. Hills make you work. It's tough. Good morning, guys.
Yeah, and if you allow things like that, issue you're dealing with to control your head, it's bad. That's when you start walking. I had to slow down to reassess, take some deep breaths, say I can get through it. Put your feelings aside, keep going. It's just a little pain.
Yeah, sometimes limitations are real.
Yeah.
They need to be, focused on. But most in our lives are not true limitations. They're false.
Yeah, it's in your head.
Yep.
A real life limiting factor would be your legs don't work
Yeah.
and you can't run.
And even that, look at people that are disabled, that can't run, but they still do things that are amazing.
Yeah.
I always think back to this lady, I was on 60 Minutes or something, I'm not sure what the show was, but she had no arms and she drove a car. She took care of her baby. She changed diapers with her feet. It was truly the most amazing thing that I've ever seen. And talk about limitations in your life. Good morning, ladies. She did not accept the limitations of, you have no arms, you can't drive a vehicle. She did it. As a matter of fact, in that show, she went through the drive-thru and was with the interviewer, got the drink from the drive-thru with her foot, passed it over. The most amazing thing I think I've ever seen.
How flexible do you think she is?
Yeah. Yeah. Very.
I guess with any real limitation, there needs to be adaptation. So you can overcome the real limitation, right? Like her, she just adapted her legs to become her arms.
Yeah.
And it worked perfect for her. So, I think we can do stuff like that in real life.
Yeah. Adapt.
With our thinking, right?
Yeah.
Adapt your thinking.
Yes.
Because I'm sure your limitations are nowhere near as limiting as that lady. A person with no arms limitation.
That's right. Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're an able-bodied person and able to get up and walk, oh my gosh, you have everything. Don't stop yourself. Don't limit yourself in what you can do. Go back, explore your childhood, understand what it is that is holding you back. What are those early beliefs that were ingrained in you that maybe your parents put on you to keep you safe, trying to be the best parents they can, but at the same time, they've put a glass ceiling that will always be there. Even when it's really not there, you believe it's there.
Yeah, I mean,
We're good.
perception is reality to you.
Yes.
If you perceive something to be a certain way. That's the truth. That's what you know is the truth.
That's right.
So sometimes your limitation is just a lack of understanding of something.
And you just accept it as truth.
Yeah.
Like, that's true. But
Because
is it?
again, you probably got that information from someone from a trusted source.
Yeah. That had good intentions, quite possibly.
Yeah.
Maybe they wanted to make your life better. Say, look, go to college, get a good job after that. I think education's a good thing. I went to college. Nothing wrong with that. But you can't just accept everything that comes your way. After I graduated college, I never worked for someone. That was it for me.
Yeah, I mean, to have a default answer for someone that you give to everyone, it's like,
Yeah.
that's not gonna work.
No, it's not. Everyone's different.
We're so complex. We're not simple. We're not simple creatures. If we were, we'd still be living in the woods.
That's right. But everyone's different. And many people, and again, I'm not saying that, working a job is a bad thing. If that's what if you love your job and you love what you're doing and you're happy with it, or even if you don't love it, but it's acceptable to you, then good for you. You have to be happy. Whatever makes you happy in life. Not all of us are the same. There's a lot of struggles and hardship that come with being an entrepreneur. And that's not everybody's cut out for that. Very few are, actually.
People like safety and security of the job.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't hate on someone for going down that path,
Yeah.
that entrepreneurship path, because you see that a lot too.
Yeah, maybe because somebody else was upset. They're like, oh, I don't see how they could possibly get that Corvette, as we were talking about earlier. They must have cheated some people to get that, or parents must have gave them the money to buy that, or the reality could be that they actually changed their mindset and they took charge of their life and made decisions that were difficult in their life, and they worked hard and they hustled and they made the money to pay for those things in their life.
I think society today kills creativity, and that's not a good thing.
It can.
It kills these creative minds who want to go out and do their own thing. And people hate that. They're like, oh, just go work for someone who's already done all the thinking. They created it.
Buy into a franchise or buy into something
Yeah.
else or
I
work
think
for.
it's more for the stability.
Yeah,
People don't like not being stable.
and that's understandable.
Yeah.
They like being comfortable.
Well, anyway, I want to finish up with do what makes you guys happy.
Yeah.
Don't be limited.
And don't hate on people if they're not doing the same thing you are.
That's right.
Because if we were all fighting for the same thing, there'd be some crazy competition. You'd probably never get it.
That's right.
Right? So
But there's plenty out there for everybody.
if there's a bunch of crappy podcasts out there,
That's right.
we wouldn't be able to compete with them.
That's right. But make it a great day, guys.
See you guys.